shift right on over and dive on in. There's been a little bit of a off-camera work being done here and there, and yes, here I stand at the bottom of the build as it is currently set. We're down at the bottom of the staircase area. When we proceed on into the room that shall become, you know, the Bridge of Khazad-dûm, there's been a little bit of clearing going on. Ever so slightly. We've been delving down and making the bridge, you know, bridgy. And we've also... Interesting. That's... whatever. We have started to carve the pathway for the Grand Hall of the Dwarodelf. The main hall of Khazad-dûm. The K is silent. And, yeah. This tunnel goes 300 blocks forward. By 100 blocks wide. Plus the 20 blocks that constitute, the bridge itself. Why do I have tropical fish? Gross. 300 blocks. But what we are working on for today are these little side passages where I'm going to have a few rooms, a small armory, and as we work our way up here on the opposite side, a guard house. So, you know, an old bedchamber for handfuls of guards. Long deserted, of course. The storage room, which was completed last time. Looking fabulous and magnificent, and I am quite pleased with it. And then finally, we will indeed be layering in the walls of the staircase that lead up and out to the exterior battlements. Okay, well, in that case, I'm about to get invaded by a ocean bat spelled backwards. But in that case, we will focus more on carving out these areas. Maybe I'll leave this and eventually have it do something else in due time. Let's see, if we do this, put one of these here, we can then do this and put that there. And that looks kind of neat, like it's carved, but there are portions. Oops. But there's portions that had a little more work done to them. I don't have regular andesite. I'll have to come back to the roof in a bit, if that is the plan that I'm going to go with. Which seems likely. I kind of like that. I think I'm going to ignore this section for the time being, and we will carve out this wall to replace. But the question is, to replace with what? Because there's always the staunch option of just full brick up and down. Actually, I think I already know. This corner is going to be like this and like this, with polished andesite in between. Actually, maybe not even the top. we'll have it mirror like right here, which means I will do the same here, like that. But for in between, we will do stone brick. That way it has that nice little in-between section that it is like positioned between. Excellent. Actually, I don't even need to replace the floor. I can just put slabs down on top of it. But the question is, do we do brick slabs to brick walls, which as you can see kind of has a little bit of an issue, but I could do that. That way it gives a little bit of a separation between the floor brick and the wall brick. I like it. F4. There isn't a good in-between spot here, but what I desire to try and do... Oh, wait, I know what I can do. We'll remove these. And we'll have polished, polished. Skip those. Polished, polished. In between, we will have chiseled. Here and here. Here and here. But then right here, we'll put double amethyst. Get out of my inventory, you stupid torch. The double end rods just hanging down. There we go. There we go. Whoops. There we go. I not have... Oh. Literally everything but the stone brick, huh? Silly game. Place that like that. Maybe right there too. And so far it looks pretty good. The amethyst is a little out of place, but I think that's tolerable. And I think I'm going to put the smooth, or the polished andesite stairs on the outside. I'm going to put stone brick in the middle. Splat. Ah. Thought I had more. Huh. I really thought I had more. Oh well. I'll grab more in a bit. Ah. Now, if we alternate the stairs like this, perhaps I can get the regular andesite going down the other every other. And it won't look too much like a pattern. Hopefully it doesn't look too much like a specifically set pattern. It kind of looks like a pattern, but it's actually not that bad. There we go. And then we just slap down polished andesite. Into every open spot. Oh no, you lost your streak. You're only down to 3. That day. If I do this, up, up, up. Nope. Like that. And then we do this every other. Up, 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 up. Uh-oh. Okay. And so now, in between each of these, we do the same motion, but now it's the raw andesite. We're placing it raw. I mean, what? I still have more. I just realized in thinking about it, there is no good way to refer to the fact that this form of andesite is the unpolished version. And then this in-between zigzag will get replaced with the stone brick. And thanks to the fact that I now have the entire thing covered in stairs and slabs, I will not need any light sources in here. I'm probably going to still want them for the ambience, but I will not need them. Need them, per se. Oh, do I want that, though? I think I want... just keep this like that. Just keep burning through all of these extra resources that I had from making the grand stair. And then we have the last bunch of stairs here, which will just continue going right on up. Now, if I have these, I cannot get through because of this leaf right here. Although I could keep the required need to duck, which would be kind of neat. On top of the fact that that looks like a passage built for a dwarf, yes? Kind of on the short side. I like it. And up the stairs we go. You know what I just realized? I needed more than just the stairs. I needed regular blocks too, and I didn't do it. Fine. Fine. Here. That's gonna be there. I'm gonna need these removed eventually. Just put those there, and that goes there. And that explains ever so much. My gosh, they're in force today. The losers from the Kit Scam Bureau. Ha! You're not meeting your quotas. That That was funny. Okay. And we'll move two here, two here. This to this to this to this. Perfect. Then we have here, 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 here. Actually, these two, well, that one can stay at that position. The rest of these cannot. The reason that one stays like that is because actually we're going to leave it the way it should be. Put that here and that there. Then we'll put that there. And one of those there. And every single remaining spot needs to be polished andesite blocks. Yep, everything else should be just regular polished andesite blocks. And then this entire passageway is finally complete. I feel like I might need to get shipped off unwillingly to AA. Andesite Anonymous. I'm addicted to andesite. Hi, my name is Fakin and I'm addicted to andesite. Hi, Fakin. But yeah, that's the whole passageway. The whole exterior passage with tiny amounts of light is completely done.
Ready to work. Zug zug. Abu. Loktar. Work complete.
Now here is the question. If this was formerly a guard room, would the beds still be around if it was ancient, or would they have rotted away completely? Or should I make the beds out of stone so that it does appear that they're still there, even if there's no actual physical bed on it? Yeah, if it was wood, they definitely would have. But what if they were raised stone platforms that beds and bedrolls would have laid on top of, and those have rotted away, leaving the wood, the stonework underneath? Because what I could do is have one. I don't think the skeletons would have remained, to be honest. But I could do something like this if I remove these. Ooh, even better. Just something like that. And then a bed could have been placed on here so that they were off the ground. And then I can literally just do another one here. Or would that be too close? Or should I have it be one out of andesite, one out of regular stone, one out of andesite, one out of regular stone? I suppose it would also depend on how many guards actually would have stayed this close to the east gate. How many guards would have been needed to be just sentries prior to the actual main defensive work inside the mountain? Because it could have been a few, it could have been a fair number. Because if I do it this way, I get 2, 4, 6, 8 guards. But I could make it 4. So what do we think? 4 guards or 8 guards? The other thing is, who's to say that it was just one slab and not a section of them? I have more. I do not have more. Wait. Wait. I have more andesite. Mahaha. Because I could have it like this, and then that would have fit 1, 2, 3, 4 beds on it. So then it would be 4, 8, 12, 16 soldiers. Ah! Stupid thing. Why does it keep doing that? It keeps going, oh, you're only going to break random 1, 1, 1, 16. It's very annoying. It's the only possibility, but I don't have any more lag than Ocean, but at this point, who knows? Did I mess up something? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, this has an extra block there. Got it. So this might have to also lose that one there. Oh, no, it's not lag. Stone brick slabs take more time to break than polished andesite slabs. That's weird. Because look, look, look. I can't just tap break, but this one I can tap break. That's weird. I don't know how I feel about that. And then the last thing I would probably do is place some chests in here where the guards would have, you know, personal belongings. So perhaps it would be like a single chest here, double chest, 2 double chests, and a double chest. But I have to remember where my chests are before I can do that. Okay, so we can grab this 2. Then we'll have 1, 2, and 3. And 1, and 2. Keep boosting the richness. Thanks again for another pair. Oh. Itchy. There we go. Let's see. Oh, I see. There we go. One here, one there. 2, 2, 3. That is valid. Put that, and let's grab the useless cobble first. And then we'll put some stone. Then we can... That's why it wasn't the correct pattern. There we go. Not 100% sure what I want to do there, but we'll have one of these here. Last hallway done. Just gotta figure out what block I want to put there, which I am considering one of those, maybe? Then you'll have a pair of those, and one of those. Yeah.
Ready to work. Work complete.
There we go. Suitably different from the other room, and yet still with its own little flair of being interesting. We go straight across like this. And we go across, and we come back around to form the perimeter. Eight. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. A fairly basic room, but I do not have the armor stands that I need. The idea would be in front of, like, every couple of these, there'll be an armor stand that'll have, like, full iron, unenchanted on it. And this will be where the armor of all of the guards from the previous area is, plus maybe chests with weapons or item frames. Maybe I'll put item frames above each one that has the sword for them. Or axe. They are dwarves, after all. And then chests with bows, arrows, etc. And so forth. But I do not have those materials at this time. So the insanity is, just like that, all of my side passages are effectively done. They do need a little bit of final detail work, but, you know. So it looks like the next section that we have is this antechamber, which leads all the way down to here, but we have a little bit of a problem because this is where my beacon is currently stored. Meaning I'll have to potentially move the beacon forward in order to continue prep building. Otherwise, future streams will probably be involved with clearing all of this madness out, but we will see. Perhaps in the meantime, if I am still stuck with working on this, I will do streams of other games to kind of just diversify while I'm prepping this section. In any case, that is over a 2-hour stream. So, as per usual, thank you everyone for showing up and spending some time with me. Zanmar for keeping me just insane enough to be able to keep going. XD Man, thanks very much for the massive amounts of cheerage. Let's see, Jeem and Celeste were here as well. And all the others who I either did not name or I did not speak and therefore just hung around in Lurkerland. Thanks much, all of you. And until next time, everyone. For now.